Welcome to Paranormal Stories Part 4. I'm going to share with you the time I ran into a couple time travelers, as well as surrounded by a secret agency that had some pretty gnarly technology. This story took place somewhere after 2020. Honestly, can't remember what year it was in, but I was going for a walk. I had to drive to a park that I frequently went to go for a walk in nature. So I pulled into the parking spot, got out of my car, and about 50 feet down this path, I came across two individuals that stood out like sore thumbs because of the attire they were wearing. And to be honest with you, I can't recall it because, as you'll find out, I was kind of like frozen in time. So about 50 feet into my walk, these two guys come around the corner. At first, I couldn't help but to notice that their attire was unlike anything I've ever seen before. Like it was clothing, but it wasn't something. It's not like human clothing. It was bizarre to the point where I couldn't stop thinking about it. And these were two guys, 6 foot plus tall, glasses on, and they were just acting somewhat bizarre. And the next thing I know, like I had it was like I was blank slated or something. That's at least that's what I thought, because the next thing I knew, I was walking back in the parking lot after my walk, and I was seeing these two individuals in this like old school minivan, like 20 plus years out of date. And I remembered when I looked at it, something I got this download that they had some kind of technology in there. And this freaked me out because at first I thought that these individuals, were from some secret something, and they'd blank slated me, and I wanted to find out if they did something to me. But as you'll see, I'm going to show you a clip from the Akashic Records reading that I had. This woman ended up telling me that they were not, out there to get me. They were actually time travelers that were there. And when they saw me, they kind of freaked out. They weren't supposed to be seen. So when I saw them, they used some kind of technology to, I don't know, freeze me or like blank my memory from that experience.
A few years ago, I went for a walk at a local park. When I got there was two strange men in an old minivan. When I looked at it, I was intuitively shown that they had some kind of secret or hidden technology. And the last thing I remember is these two guys walking in front of me. Did they do something to me and was I blank slated? Like my memory?
You're in a park.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm getting is they had something to do. Well, how did they get that? Who are they?
They looked like they were trying to be like they're trying to be hidden, but it was such an old minivan. I'm like, that stands out like a sore thumb. And then
Yeah.
I don't know if they had some kind of 5G scanning technology in it or something, but
Are they time travelers?
oh wow.
Okay. They end up there.
Oh wow.
Did they not look like they were from this time period?
No, they look
Yeah.
weird, like really weird outfits on once again.
Yeah. They had some type of device that manipulates time.
Wow.
When you're like, oh, was I blank slated? I was like, you're not blank slated, but I see you frozen.
Wow.
You're like, oh shit, he saw us. Freeze.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So they weren't there necessarily for me?
No.
Okay.
Now, this next experience took place, I want to guess and just say around 2017. I was driving down the highway, 2 lanes, nobody on the road for as far as the eye could see. I was going for a cruise to the beach, had my windows down, music up loud, just enjoying myself. And I remember taking note that there was no one, not even in the 2 lanes, going for as straight as the eye can see in front of me, but even on the other side, in the other lanes, there was no one. And so I was like, I'm looking, and this is normally like a very well-traveled road, right? It's not too far from my house. I traveled down it many times. And so I looked in my rear view and I was like, wow, there's no one beside me either. I looked to my right, there's no one beside me. And so I'm like, okay, just go back to focusing on driving. And it was like this magnet just seconds later just yanked my face to the right. And the next thing I knew, right in line with my car was this black car, blacked out windows, with this guy that was driving, a white guy, had a suit on, sunglasses, that had a headset. And 1 foot in front of him was the exact same car with a white man with a tuxedo, sunglasses, and a headset. And 1 foot behind the guy that was in line with me, behind him, was another car, identical. And exact same thing. The guy, the car, everything. And I was just like, what the fuck, right? And as I was like trying to comprehend like what was going on, these and this is a highway, right? So I was already doing about 80 kilometers. These guys sped up, and they must have hit, I'm guessing, over 200 kilometers an hour, because they just were gone, and I could see forever straight, right? But the interesting thing that I picked up on was that the license plates were like AAA 000, BBB 111, CCC 222. So I messaged a shaman friend of mine at the time, and I was like, yo, I just explained to her what, what I just shared with you guys. And I'm like, what was that? And she's like, oh, it was a secret agency, and they had invisibility cloaking technology, and they wanted me to know that I was being watched. And this was in 2017, before I knew who my higher self was and why they would want anything to do with me. So at the time, I was just like, why the fuck do they care about me? Like, I work 9 to 5, I play video games, like, go to the gym. What do they want with me? That was a very interesting. It was a cool experience, but it was a little startling at the same time. More paranormal stories coming up. Stay tuned for part 5.